Welcome, everybody. So, we are back talking about that scary word, peptides. But we're not talking about the internet myths. We're not talking about the tamale girl today. We are talking about natural peptides. And little did you know, you're probably already taking peptides. And everybody's probably told you by our age now to take collagen, right? So we're going to start talking about these natural peptides that you're probably already taking, and we're going to show you that peptides are not really that scary.
So, Alyssa, I love this topic mainly because when people think peptides, they think synthetic and dangerous. Okay, so when I say peptides, I think synthetic and dangerous.
Exactly. You're not the only one. Let me just share this with you. If you're alive, you're already making peptides. They're like the little messengers in our body that tell it what to do. So if you're alive, you're making peptides. Is that scary? No.
So that's exactly it. They're like little text messages in your body. As we get older, we start slowing down. Just think of it when you're around your teenager and they're text messaging away. It's like they're literally typing on a typewriter. But as we get older, we take our time and we make spaces and dashes. That's what happens to peptides. That's why we need to go ahead and start putting them into our diets as we go along.
That is such a great way to describe it. So peptides are like little messengers that help us regulate our hormones, our metabolism, and something that we're going to talk about today. They have health and beauty benefits. So what peptides are is they are basically going into our body and they are saying, speed up the process. You're getting old, lady. No. They actually are for everybody. You should start them young and continue as preventative, because as you know, when it comes to skin, the sooner you start, the better you're going to be once your hormones start changing. So that's the exciting part, is it's not a one size fits all, and you can start at any time, and the sooner you start, the better.
So you remember when you asked me if I took collagen, and I said, yeah, of course I do. And then you were like, busted? Well, I didn't even really think about it, but I have been taking collagen for years. But back to what I've always preached is you got to take the best. And I take ID Life collagen. I also take ID Life NAD because I think those are the best. I've done the research on them. Yesterday I had a lady in my office with vitamins. She was taking Centrum 50. Those are things that you just don't want to take. Peptides are the same way. There's good peptides and there's bad peptides. Don't just get your peptides from the pool boy or the roofer girl. You want to make sure that they are legitimate from here in the country. That's why I am so anti-peptide. But I guess I'm not anti-peptide because I've been taking them for years, right? It's so confusing out there.
So here's the thing. There are other peptides besides those. Those are the really popular ones. However, there are other ones out there that you can use. And now that we've determined that peptides are pretty common, I think what's really happening is they're getting the bad rap because you got to put it in a syringe and inject it. And that's a little scary, and I get that. So I would love to share with you more about the peptides that I have, Vicki. And what we can agree on is we need to know where we're getting our peptides from. If I can tell you that it's from a reliable source, would you be open to hearing about it?
I mean, I'm always up to a reliable source. You know that, Alyssa.
Okay, so let me share with you a few of the other peptides that we have. Okay, so I want to share a couple of different peptides. And some of the really popular ones out there right now, they have a little bit of a scary thing behind them because you got to inject it and we don't know really where they're coming from. But we've already determined we have a good source. The second thing is the needles are like, so we're going to pretend we're not scared anymore, okay? You good with that? So a couple peptides that I would recommend if you are looking for beautiful hair, beautiful skin, and anti-aging benefits, there is something called a copper peptide. And I'm just going to leave it like that. I want you to go and do your homework and Google what a copper peptide is. And then I want you to also go and Google what NAD plus is. And if you've been following along, this is how you're going to figure out how to get your free NAD plus for 1 week. Okay, so you're going to take those 2 words and you're going to Google it and you're going to put it in the comment section and you're going to tell me what those are. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask Vikki because she is the know-it-all of everything, and I just love to get a little bit of wisdom from her. So without giving them too much information, just tell us how they work and why they work, Vikki.
So you know what's so funny is my daughter said a few months ago, Mom, you know everything about health and nutrition. Why do you keep reading about it all the time? Because there's no way you possibly could know everything. So let me just give you the simple facts. You can get peptides from food. Eggs, for one thing. It's one of those things that as we age, we need more peptides and we need to eat properly. Here we go back to what I do best. I coach you on how to read labels and make sure you're getting peptides, natural peptides, from food sources that actually can fuel your body. Again, copper, fantastic. Get a copper water bottle. But you know what? In America, they have copper water bottles that aren't even copper. So do your homework. You got to pay a little bit more for true copper. Drink out of a copper bottle. That will help you with aging. Take your right things, take your right aminos and NAD. Make sure that they are clean because you need those peptides to help you with living longer and anti-aging. It's just the bottom line. Foods, again, peptides are plentiful in them. Learn them. You can Google it. It's easy. So just for kicks, I'm going to challenge you to go on and find 3 other foods that have peptides in them. Simple, isn't it? I mean, besides the one that I mentioned, you can't use eggs. Eggs to me are the perfect food.
All right, Vikki LeBeau, I am so glad we had this conversation because there's a lot of information out there and sometimes we just need to break it down to, you know, maybe the kindergarten version for people like me. And so I'm excited, but what I'm really excited about is we are going to give away 1 week free of NAD plus. So if you've been following along, we have some very simple instructions. One is to list 3 foods that have peptides in it and Google what copper peptide is and the benefits, and Google what NAD plus is and the benefits, and you're going to put it in the comments below. That is going to enter you into the raffle. The second thing is that you're going to tag a friend that you think should know this information. Maybe they're afraid of peptides. Maybe they're like, what the heck are peptides? And you didn't really know how to explain it to them. So go ahead and do those 3 things and you will be entered into the drawing for the NAD plus. Like I said, there'll be multiple winners until we have no more product left. So that's really exciting. So go ahead and get started today. All right, Vikki, before we go, we need the Vikki LeBeau thumbs up.